Hey, I still need to go see Anders! Darktown. Where are we? Where the heck are we?
Follow my lead.
Okay. I don't know why people are suddenly— whoa! Oh, that guy just exploded! Qunari? What did I do to you? Qunari rogue? People are just walking past us. Why are we just randomly getting attacked? Is that just how Darktown is? I guess so. Okay, trying to figure out where Anders could be. Anders over there. What did I get distracted by last time? Our family will, that's right. Here? Yeah, so Anders never struck me as the charity type. I wonder how he's been. Hey, hey! Oh. Whoa.
I have made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
I'm just here to talk.
We're interested in getting into the deep roads. Rumor has it you were a warden. Do you know a way?
Did the warden send you to bring me back?
No.
I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat.
What?
Poor Sir Pouncelot. He hated the deep roads.
Why did they take away your cat?
You had a cat named Sir Pouncelot in the deep roads.
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a Genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the
Genlock?
nose. Drew blood too. The blighted warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Holy crap, it's pronounced Genlock. I've said Genlock in my entire Origins playthrough.
I've always heard that joining the Wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the Darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the Archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
But the thing about how you die early still applies.
So you came to Kirkwall just to escape the Wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes, I'm here because there's no Warden outpost, no Darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
How long has it been since the Blight... since Awakening? It's been 1 year since the Blight began. Awakening... Does the timeline work out? Actually, I don't know how it works out. Money? No. I don't want to pay.
I'm part of an expedition into the deep roads. Any information you have could save people's lives.
That's a lie.
I will die a happy man if I never think about the blighted deep roads again. You can't imagine what I've come through to get here. I'm not interested in... Although... a favor for a favor. Does that sound like a fair deal? You help me, I'll help you.
He sounds a lot less chipper than in Awakening. I wonder if he's been through some stuff. Yeah, that was a bit... He'll help save some people if he gives us information. Well, we're only going to the deep roads for money, so I don't know about saving people. Making it so that less people die on our expedition, maybe.
Let's be more specific. I don't do anything involving children or animals.
I have a warden map of the depths in this area, but there's a price. I came to Kirkwall to aid a friend, a mage, a prisoner in the wretched gallows. The Templars learned of my plans to free him. Help me bring him safely past them, and you shall have your maps.
You want to make your friend an apostate?
That's such a weighted term.
Oh, that is.
Andraste said magic should serve man, not rule him. But I've yet to find a mage who wants to rule anything. It goes against no will of the Maker for mages to live as free as other men.
I think there's definitely arguments to be had on both sides, but I need his help. And I mean, I do agree, I sympathize with the mage's plight.
Forcing mages into servitude is not the way to prevent the rise of another Emporium.
That's not usually the response I get. Perhaps we will work together better than I expected.
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Karl Thekla. He was sent here from Ferelden when Kirkwall Circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the Circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cells, refused appearances at court, made tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
Made tranquil? I thought once you pass the harrowing, you can't be made tranquil. Wait. No, that doesn't make sense either, because they were gonna change. Jowan was becoming a tranquil. I thought we learned in the mage origin that it was one or the other, though. And that's why they were holding off the harrowing ceremony for Jowan. Because they wanted to make him a tranquil? But I mean when he got caught again later, at Redcliffe. And we sent him back to the Circle. Wasn't he gonna become a tranquil there?
Are these accusations true?
Ask any mage in Kirkwall. Over a dozen were made tranquil just this year. The more people you ask, the worse the rumors become.
But in any case, those are just the rules they decide. They could just change it and be like, well, we're neutering all the mages now. And that's the end of that.
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Karl through a maidservant in the gallows. Then the letters stopped coming.
Looks like this might be our chance to find out more about how the Templars work here. Plus, Knight Commander Meredith, who we've heard about on occasion, but we haven't really felt the effects of how she rules the city.
How do you plan to break him out of the gallows?
I'm hoping it won't come to that. I sent Karl a message to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Maker willing, he'll be there, alone. But if there are Templars with him, I swear I'll free him from them, whatever the cost.
That might come... I mean, you're healing the refugees here, but that might affect whatever you're doing here as well. Whatever the cost? What about Bethany? We're kind of exposing her as well.
I'm not sure about attacking Templars. I might rather take my chances with the Darkspawn.
If we fight the Templars, it is because they decide that anyone who befriends a mage deserves death without questioning.
As just as his cause is, it scares me. I don't want to give the Templars another reason to hunt us.
These are my terms. If you want my aid with your expedition, meet me in the Chantry tonight. I have sent word to Karl to be there. Maker willing, we will all leave free men.
But you said you were sending letters and they never replied, and now you're just gonna bank on him showing up there? Okay. We know that Anders is very capable. He escaped the Templars, what is it, 7 times? But Bethany, again, a little bit different. She just wants to live. And yet, the Templars are making it hell for that to happen.
Karl won't be able to get away until it's dark. Meet me at the Chantry at nightfall.
Okay, we missed Chapter 3 somewhere. Hopefully we'll come across it another time. History of Kirkwall, Chapter 4. The Threnhold family assumed its foreboding control of the city at the very onset of the Dragon Age, less than a week after Marek Theron retook the Ferelden throne from Orlais. Since this was followed by a civil war in Antiva, the much-maligned Three Queens era, and a coup in the Tevinter Imperium, many thought that the Dragon Age would bring devastating change. Perhaps this was a hasty estimate, but it was true for Kirkwall. Viscount Chivalry Threnhold was a vicious thug who took power through a campaign of intimidation, and his son Perrin, who succeeded him in 914 Dragon, was even worse. Taxes were crippling, and Perrin Threnhold used the ancient chains extending from the twins standing at Kirkwall's harbor. Oh, is that the structure that we saw? The chains? Unused since the new Exalted marches to block sea traffic and charge exorbitant fees from Orlesian ships. The Empire threatened invasion following the closure of the Waking Sea Passage, and for the first time, the Chantry used the Templars to pressure the Viscount. Until that point, the Templars had done nothing to counter the Threnholds, even though, as the largest armed force in Kirkwall, they could have. Knight Commander Gillian's only written comment was in a letter to Divine Beatrix III. It is not our place to interfere with political affairs. We are here to safeguard the city against magic, not against itself. The Divine, as a friend to the Emperor, clearly had other ideas. In response, Viscount Perrin hired a mercenary army, forcing a showdown with the Templars. They stormed the gallows and hung Knight Commander Gillian, igniting a series of battles that ended with Perrin's arrest and the last of his family's rule. The Templars were hailed as heroes, and even though they wished to remain out of Kirkwall's affairs, it was now forced upon them. Knight Commander Meredith appointed Lord Marlowe Dumar as a new Viscount in 921 Dragon, and she has remained influential in the city's rule ever since. Oh, this is exactly how it started. Because the previous Viscount tried to... They were having like a civil war inside the city, and he had a mercenary army fighting the Templars won, and now people look up to the Templars. Except, is that still true? Because I kind of got the sense that Meredith is ruling with an iron fist here. Lord Marlowe Dumar. That's the Viscount, currently. Or it should be. Okay, Anders.
I wonder if Mother has received an audience with the Viscount yet.
Not until we leave.
The guards don't get here often enough.
You know what I love about the Undercity? Absolutely nothing.
Okay, it looks like that might be it for here for now. Anders' clinic. We didn't get to ask about anything related to his clinic. I wish we could have. He's just helping people. That's nice. See, an example of a mage doing good things.
Never knew humans could be this poor.
That's kind of hilarious, even though we're in such a crappy situation right now.
Nothing worth scavenging today.
Still living with that uncle of yours in Lotan. Nobody's stabbed him yet.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Maybe I should put you to use, Varric. Have you penned some warnings for the lawless?
Who's that for? Are most criminals big readers? Seems like pacifying the nobles.
Pictures, then. It was just a suggestion.
Well, how about a giant sign that just says don't? You could hit people with it.
Thank you. I get the point.
These two are gonna be fighting the whole time, aren't they? This Varric seems a bit seedy, and then Aveline is very like, oh, I'm all about justice. And we haven't been to the Black Emporium yet. Oh, we can go to Anders' clinic automatically. The Chantry, remains of Sister Plinth. Yes, let's do that.
How come you and Wesley never had children? I mean, sorry if that's too personal.
It's all right. I was a soldier and he was a Templar. We knew that our personal lives would have to wait. Distance never mattered. But we ran out of time. It is what it is.
Now that he's gone, do you ever wish?
That's too personal.
Bethany, I know she wants to sort of live vicariously through other people because her status as a mage restricts her a lot, but yeah, that was a bit... I think even the first question might have been too much. Ooh, great, more books. Hi, Brother Plinth. Is that your sister?
Did you misplace this?
What? Misplace someone's remains?
Bless my fool spirit, I never thought I'd see that again. Thank you.
What? The dark places of Kirkwall are still dark. The shawl of Dale's daughter is in the proper hands. The bottle is where it should be. The Carter swindlers are dead, and Sergeant Melendra is pleased. Okay, they probably have generic lines here, but oh my god, it's somebody's remains. Ashes, skeletal bones or something. Oh, I must have misplaced it. Parvollen, the occupied north. Parvollen is the place where Sten came from? In the 30th year of the Steel Age, the first Qunari ships were sighted off the coast of Parvollen, in the far north, marking the beginning of a new age of warfare. History calls this the First Qunari War, but it was mostly a one-sided bloodbath, with the Qunari advancing far into the mainland. Qunari warriors in glittering steel armor carved through armies with ease. Their cannons, the likes of which our ancestors had never seen, reduced city walls to rubble in a matter of seconds. Stories of Qunari occupation vary greatly. It is said they dismantled families and sent captives to learning camps for indoctrination into their religion. Those who refused to cooperate disappeared to mines or construction camps. For every tale of suffering, however, there is another of enlightenment deriving from something called the Qun. This is either a philosophical code or a written text that governs all aspects of Qunari life, perhaps both. One converted Saharan reported pity for those who refused to embrace the Qun, as if the conquerors had led him to a sort of self-discovery. "For all my life, I followed the Maker wherever his path led me," he wrote, "but in the Qun, I have found the means to travel my own path." It has been said that the most complete way to wipe out a people, is not with blades, but with books. Thankfully, a world that had repelled 4 blights would not easily bow to a foreign aggressor, and so the exalted marches began. The greatest advantage of the Chantry-led forces was the Circle of Magi. For all their technology, the Qunari appear to harbor great hatred for magic. Faced with cannons, the Chantry responded with lightning and balls of fire. Hate magic and weak against magic are two different things, though. The Qunari armies lacked the sheer numbers of humanity. So many were slain at Marnus Pel on both sides that the veil is said to be permanently sundered, the ruins still plagued by restless corpses. But each year, the Chantry pushed further and further into the Qunari lines, although local converts to the Qun proved difficult to return to Andraste's teachings. That's really interesting. They come invading, and then some people actually get convinced to convert. Although it might be because of the whole... what was it? The concentration camp? Learning camps. Or maybe they're just saying it because they want to survive. By the end of the Storm Age, the Qunari were truly pushed back. Rivain was the only human land that retained the Qunari religion after being freed, and its rulers attempted to barter a peace. Most human lands signed the Lemurian Accord, accepting the Tevinter Imperium. It is a shaky peace that has lasted to this day. So Rivain is sort of like the odd place out. I'm thinking maybe in terms of something like Canada, like how Quebec is in Canada, something like that. For those who don't know, Quebec is a little bit different within Canada. It's the only place where French is the dominant language.
Please, Maker, take away this burning itch. If you do this for me, I'll never step foot in that brothel again. I swear.
Go see the doctor, my dude. My god. Ah, there was more stuff here that I didn't see before. Oh. Okay, we know this is here. We'll come back, okay? I really need to just... oh my god. I really need to just look around instead of reading 20 billion things. I'm sure we'll come back to the Chantry, so I'll remember. I haven't read those things yet. Give me some time. We should probably start exploring at nighttime a little bit soon, too. Yes, one more dude here. The Bone Pit.
I'm sorry I couldn't get you more information about the Circle, Bethany. It's difficult without naming you.
Thank you for being discreet. I don't want the Templars at my door.
No one does.
Let them corral the troublemakers. I just want information.
Right.
It sounds like I'm trying to convince myself, doesn't it?
I wouldn't have said, but yes.
I kind of forgot her deceased husband was a Templar, so the fact that she's still helping us... she sees through that we helped her back in the day when we were on the run from Lothering, so that's nice. Nice that she acknowledges that. Magistrate Bernard.
You there, Ferelden. I wish to speak with you. You've gained quite a reputation with the Red Iron Mercenary Band. I find myself in need of someone with your special talents.
I'm guessing you don't mean my ability to juggle small rodents to Orlesian ballads.
If that is your greatest skill, then I have been misinformed. I am looking for muscle, not whatever it was you were just describing. A man I sentenced to a life in prison has escaped custody. He's been tracked to an abandoned ruin outside the city.
A request that should have been made of the guard.
I don't even know what this guy did, but I'm inclined to think that he should just escape and that would be a better life for him.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
Okay, now I'm even more convinced he's actually innocent, or whatever he did just isn't worth that life sentence.
Is there anything else I need to know?
There is something, yes. There are creatures in the ruins. The guards I sent are ill-equipped to deal with such beasts.
It would be easier to seal up the entrance and let the beasts take care of him.
I believe in justice, Ferelden, not unbridled slaughter. I will not let prisoners be eaten just because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
I don't know about that. You're not giving me very much information to go off of here.
Do you know what manner of beasts they are?
I don't know what they look like. I've never seen one myself. The guards say these things have already torn through a full company of men.
I'm sure if you send in enough men this time, they'd do fine.
No. The more guards who know, the easier it is for this to get out. Those men gossip like old fishwives.
You want discretion. You won't tell me the crime? I'll do it, but I haven't decided on what to do with the guy. Maybe we'll see him and decide that, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna bring you back. Sure.
I'll take the job.
Bring the fugitive in alive, quickly and quietly. Not only will you be well paid, you'll have the gratitude of a city magistrate. Useful for a refugee, wouldn't you agree?
City magistrate. I wonder how high up the ladder that is. Am I still a refugee? I've been earning an honest... Yeah, it's an honest living. I was just hesitating for a second, thinking whether mercenary work is an honest living, but it is. Am I still a refugee?
Please do not dally. This is an important matter.
We will see about that. We gotta go back to the market. Good day. Good day. The market was... where again? I think over here. Hubert. If it doesn't say specifically that we have to go back during daytime, is it okay for us to go back during nighttime? You know what? Why don't we try, yeah, let's try it right here. If I change it to nighttime and then go to Hightown again. See, we can't go to the Viscount Keep because that's, there's a operations hour, I guess.
I don't make my guards fight gangs in dark corners, but if you'd like to help...
Oh, he went home though. So I guess it does matter. Unless if it says otherwise, I'm gonna assume that people want to be contacted during the daytime. Okay, hello Hubert.
So, a Lady Sunshine, what's your first act as a noblewoman going to be?
A noblewoman with no fortune and no title. Looking for work, probably.
Practicality is for peasants, milady. You need to do something frivolous to celebrate your birthright.
Such as...
Come up to the Hightown market and complain bitterly that there's no Orlesian silk that matches your eyes.
But what if something does match my eye? What will I do then?
Insist that they're blatantly copying you and demand royalties. A good noble always has a complaint ready, Sunshine.
Are you hitting on my sister a little bit? Sunshine, since when were you on nickname basis? I was thinking about our estate. It's in Darktown. We're not gonna move to Darktown, are we? Even if we get it back.
Hear you're having problems with the bone pit. I can help.
Ah, finally someone comes to help me. You look a bit unseasoned, but I hope you'll do. I had to suspend operations. My workers are lost in the mines or have run off. Serves me right for hiring Ferelden refugees.
Excuse me.
I sent others before, but no word. Perhaps they are putting me off. I need someone competent to figure out what is going on.
Sorry, I'm a refugee as well. I'm not competent enough.
You said some of your workers are Ferelden.
Yes, all of them. An unruly lot, to be sure.
Actually, never mind. I might have to take it back. Maybe you're hiring refugees on purpose to help them out.
Mind what you say about my countrymen.
I was not referring to you, of course. My workers are a particularly desperate sort.
Oh, never mind.
They're lucky to work for me. Few in Kirkwall will hire refugees.
Okay, never mind. That's how he feels about it. It's more like he's exploiting the cheapest labor.
Surely the miners had good reason to leave.
I am at a loss. No miner has reported in, and no one takes me seriously.
The bone pit must be dangerous if people are afraid to venture there.
No, nothing like that. Pay no heed to local superstition. The bone pit is mostly harmless.
Your first mistake was naming your mine the Bone Pit.
The locals named the mine. Those fools say it's cursed. That is why I hire Fereldens. They may be dull-witted, but they're not superstitious.
Excuse me. I'll do it, but oh.
What's the reward?
I will pay handsomely. The exact amount depends on what perils you face.
I can just come back and say I faced a dragon there. Would that be okay?
I'll head there soon.
The sooner the better. Each day the mine is not running costs me more than those miners make in a year. The bone pit is just outside the city. Any map will show it.
Okay, we haven't been outside the city yet still. Maybe we should go sometime. Let's visit the Black Emporium first though. For daytime, I think that's it for now. And then if we make it nighttime, I'm sure there was something back in Lowtown. Black Emporium. By the way, I'm really enjoying the increased frequency in companion dialogue. Okay, don't give me anything here.
Customer. Thaddeus, stand straight. Places, everyone. Welcome to the Black Emporium.
Who am I looking at? Xenon the Antiquarian.
I am the great and magnificent Xenon the Antiquarian.
What am I looking at though? A skeleton? Oh my goodness. You received the invitation? Then you are fortunate indeed. Xenon is no ordinary man, as you will discover for yourself when you enter the Black Emporium. The item you'll see resting in the chair is not one of the displays, rather, it is the proprietor. It may speak to you. That's Xenon, using the mystical bauble that has allowed him to communicate since he lost the power of speech. I think he lost a lot more than just the power of speech. The story tells that Xenon was a Kirkwall nobleman in the Age of Steel, almost 300 years ago. Obsessed with the pursuit of eternal life, he made a deal with a powerful witch. Some say it was a legendary Antivan Witch of the Wares, and his wish was granted. He obtained eternal life, but not eternal youth. His body became decrepit, and he used his vast wealth to seek out ways to preserve it. Some were magical, many were dangerous, and almost all of them were unsuccessful. What remains is an immobile mass of twisted flesh, and I think Xenon's mind has slowly decayed along with his body. He hid away in the Undercity, and has slowly amassed a collection that's sure to amaze. If he invited you, he thinks you have the coin he needs to further his search for a cure. Just don't think of stealing anything. The golem is not for show. Although you're free to look around the shop, I wouldn't suggest staying over long. You might be present for one of the baths his servant gives him hourly to keep his flesh from becoming completely desiccated. Trust me, you don't want that. Unknown letter. Okay. Alright. Oh, so there's a whole bunch of stuff happening here. Andraste in nude. Repose invisible. Oh my goodness. Can stone lie with purpose? Can it beckon with raw feminine command, yet shine with an inspiring virtue? That challenge was posed to sculptor Arwen the Glace, artisan and son of Empress Vaugienne of Orlais. It was busy work and rhetoric in a time of excess, but answer he did. With the reserves of a nation and a passion unhealthy, His subject? Our Lady, though not as depicted in traditional statuary. Arwen's mad ambition summoned the form of Andraste, uninterrupted by the trappings of war and devoid of the vestments she assumed after death. It was living, commanding, obscene, yet inspired. To gaze upon it was to be enthralled, spiritually and physically. It was the latter that alarmed Chantry officials. They blanched at the thought of Our Lady being possessed by such a base appeal, even as they too were drawn. The work cannot be destroyed without threatening the balance between Empire and Hallowed, so a grave censorship was enacted under the guise of honoring. Enchanters were tasked with extending the ethereal that hides the fade, drawing it around the form like a cloak. Our Lady remains in the stone and in this world, but mortal eyes are forever denied her treasure and glory. She is veiled in every sense, except I'm looking at her right here! As in all things, unintended consequences must vex those with pure intentions. Modesty would have been better served by a thickened sheet, drawn back when techniques were to be studied. As it is, the sculptor's skills are accessible only to an exploring touch, defining the shape by intimate caress. All manner of strange congress has stemmed from tempted hands and the innocent wish for clarity. From art and shame, forbidden wonders of faith. Wow, so you have like...
Please, don't fondle and trust.
Excuse me! I may not be a believer, but no, that is... Oh, hello. Look, it's actually moving. And it's way bigger than Shale, too. His Shale was like a shrunken size. Hello?
That's Gollum's name. Is Thaddeus Gigantus Crumbum III. He's my favorite.
You're a shop, right? What the hell? There's a kid here. You're a shop? And you just want me to come here to spend my money?
Sometimes come here, you know. The bloodstains take just weeks to clean up. Poor Thaddeus.
Why do they come here? Are there artifacts that... I mean, I guess the Andraste is already some sort of forbidden artifact. The box of... Okay. The box of screaming. I received the box from a man I met in the Silent Plains. He spoke little and would not reveal his name. For reasons I shall not detail here, I had been kidnapped and left for dead in that gray, wind-blasted wasteland. After days of walking, I was parched and close to death. I was about to dash my head on a rock to speed my passing when the man arrived. He possessed a water skin containing ample water for a person traveling from our location to the Imperial Highway. From there, he said, I could find my way to Solus, or Perivantium. He offered to give me the water skin if I agreed to take 3 things from him: a glowing crystalline shard, a bronze sphere, and an iron-bound box with no hinges. I asked the man if he wished to have these items delivered. He said that he merely wanted me to have them. It was an odd request, but I was too weak and too desperate to think much of it, and so I agreed. The man put the items in a leather sack, which he handed to me along with the water. What about you? I asked. He said nothing, only pointed in the direction from which I had come. There's nothing that way, I said. He merely smiled at me. I found the Imperial Highway about a day later, and a caravan driver agreed to take me to Perivantium in exchange for the large glowing shard. In Perivantium, I bartered the bronze sphere for new clothes and room at the inn. That night, I examined the iron-bound box and found no way to open it. I held it to my ear and thought I heard slow, measured breathing coming from within. My mind was afire with curiosity, and I obtained from the innkeeper a large hammer, thinking to smash the thing open. The moment the hammer touched the box, it shrieked. The shrill sound pierced the depths of my soul. I gave the box to the innkeeper in the morning and felt better for having rid myself of it. A page torn from a mysterious journal. This seems like it's wood though, not iron. Did we change boxes? It's actually kind of annoying why it doesn't... Because I guess they want to make sure... Okay, you can pick it up and not read it. You can read it later. I guess that's the intent behind why They did it like that. Discarded weapons and armor.
I'm tired of those plebeian items. Take what you like. No charge. No charge, Thaddeus. You hear me?
There's gotta be 50 sovereigns in here. Oh, it's more DLC stuff, isn't it? It's green. Ring of unneeded wisdom. And this one seems kind of crappy. I mean, crappy as in I'll take it because I can actually use it. Level 5? Actually, these aren't so bad. These are level 5. Yeah, this is actually worse than what I have. I'll leave it here for now, maybe. I'll take the ring. I guess the dagger I'll just move to junk. Ring of unheeded wisdom. Ornate belt. Wait, attack physical damage. Maybe better for Aveline, and then maybe this one for Varric. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a DLC thing, right? So I think the rest of these are probably gonna be some cool codex entries too, which means I will come back later.
Rare, enchanted goods. Oh, the prizes of my collection. Yours to socks. You can never have enough socks.
Point the way, Hawke.
We shouldn't talk here.
Lead the way.
Yeah, we'll come back from time to time and finish the collection. Except for the kid. Do we want to talk to the kid?
Don't manhandle the urchin. He's not for sale. Find your own.
He's not that much of a child. He's almost as tall as me. Okay, we'll come back once we have a lack of things to read. Which I feel like will never happen, really, but... Lowtown, bait and switch. This is where I'm meeting somebody for... What am I meeting them for again?
The streets aren't safe at night. We should do something about that.
What can we do about it? Bomb the place? Bait and switch. Anso. We're meeting Anso here. He's right around. The streets aren't safe. I see. Sharps. Okay. A lot of random people here just trying to get at me. Okay, I think I feel comfortable enough with myself for now. Next time I'm gonna start focusing on... Let's say Aveline, because she needs to be our tank, so it would make sense to start with her. Oh, there's a whole bunch more. What the heck? Where did you guys come from? Anso! Just 1 second, okay? Sweet.
Always calling and getting rid of idiots. Especially thugs who target the streets just because it's dark.
I would rather be able to walk around safely, though. Hello?
Are you Anso?
Ah! Sweet mother of Parth. You can't just run up on someone like that. Are you the one that mercenary told me about? The one looking for work?
I used to work with the Red Iron, if that's what you mean.
Yes, it is. What I mean, that is... My apologies, human. I haven't been on the surface very long. I keep thinking I'll fall up into that sky any minute.
Bartrand used to be like that. Got jumpy every time he stepped outside.
What a bizarre thing to be scared of.
But I digress. I need some help. Rather badly, in fact. Some product of mine has been misplaced. The men who were supposed to deliver it decided not to. If you retrieve my property, I could reward you handsomely.
Just what did these men steal?
Did I say steal? I don't know if I would go that far. They seemed like perfectly reasonable smugglers. They smiled and everything. The goods are valuable, however, and illegal. And my client wants them very, very badly. You know how these Templars can be.
This is a smuggling job, even though I took the mercenary path.
You're smuggling lyrium to the Templars?
Maker's breath. Between the Chantry, the Carta, and the Qunari.
By the Paragons, not so loudly. My word, I'm not cut out for this. I should have taken that job sweeping stables like Mother insisted.
Okay.
Make it worth my time and I'll help you.
Oh, I will. Or I'll try to. The gentlemen conduct their business at night in a little hovel within the alienage. If you have to kill them, then I guess it can't be avoided. But I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
I'm sure. Aveline, rivalry +5. Because she doesn't approve of us doing this kind of shady job, I guess?
What could go wrong? I'm sure everything will be fine.
Well, I mean, I can see why, but I'm just trying to live here.
I think Uncle Gamlen comes here.
He goes everywhere, doesn't he? Murin! Why are you here?
Well, if it ain't my favorite new citizen. What are you doing here?
A good question.
Did you finally figure out being free and poor in Kirkwall ain't worth a rat's spit?
My year's done. But a day's work for a day's pay. That I could do.
You mean you're not too good for my kind of work? Because the blokes I hired after you couldn't find their arse with both hands. I sent them to take out Lord Harriman while he was preparing his cargo for shipping. Nighttime, docks, simple. Never came back.
Who's Lord Harriman?
I don't know the who, but the what is old and rich. Rumor says he's a savvy one. His daughters give him marriage ties to half the city.
I haven't heard a job in this yet.
The job's the same. Kill Harriman, but there'll be a bonus if you find my men alive.
I don't kill for a coin. What have I been doing for a year?
I assume this isn't personal.
Job's paid for second-hand by some other old Kirkwall family. The nobles here like to shank each other for sport. We're just their knives.
Reminds me a little bit of how things are with the spies in Orlais.
I'm sure I can finish what they started.
They were supposed to ambush him at the docks. That'd be the best place to start looking. And remember, Harriman dead, my lad Gustav alive. Other way around, then you don't get paid.
Okay. I'm a little bit concerned about Aveline being with us now because we just saw that rivalry thing. Well, rivalry... If someone is your rival, it doesn't necessarily mean they hate you. It just means it'll be a tense relationship and all that, I suppose.